Talented Tuesdays with Fahmi
on TFM 95.4.
And I got in the studios Ms. Thanae Pachiyannaki. So please tell me I said that right. How you doing?
Perfect.
All right, great. Welcome to Urban Pulse and Talented Tuesday, because you are Madame Talented right here in Oman, and you've been doing it for a while. Everybody knows you in Oman who is in the talent business. Introduce yourself.
Well, thanks for having me, first of all.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm half Omani, half Greek. I've been singing since I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
And finally, I'm very excited because I'm launching my album.
Yeah, exciting stuff. That's what brought you right here.
Of course.
Before we get into that, what does Thanae mean and what does Pachiyannaki mean?
Well, Fahmi, you know very well what Pachiyannaki means
Yeah,
since
but
you've
let the
asked me
people
10
know.
times.
It's funny.
But I'll help you out. It means Fat Little John. There you go. There you go.
I love that name.
Direct translation.
And Thanae?
Well, it's a long
exotic.
story, so we'll if it's an ancient Greek mythology, but my Omani name's Ruqayya, so if you feel that's more comfortable, then maybe you can call me
Ruqayya
that.
Thanae. All right, okay. So let's get into this. How did you get into music? 13 years old. What inspired you? Your dad, your mom, your surroundings, your family, the company, Oman? Oman?
Well, obviously, we've had the music store since 1991.
You say obviously. They don't know what you mean
sorry.
by yeah.
Well, we have the music store Al-Han Tunes, and
Okay.
we've opened in 1991. It started when my dad was looking for a piano for us to play.
Okay.
And so we kept going, and just our passion and love for music kept growing and growing and growing. And finally, I went off, did the usual career, and now I'm back here working for him, running the music schools and loving it. So,
Okay, what is the usual career that you're talking about?
well, I've studied hotel management. So I was in Switzerland for a couple of years working in hotels. Services particularly is my field, and I love providing services. And that's why I love singing for people too. It's just, I think, in my blood, where I like to make everybody, enjoy and happy and, have a good time. So.
All right, so on that note, we're going to get back to the music and entertain the people with that, and then we're going to talk more on how you did that
Great.
right after this.
You are fabulous
Talented Tuesdays with Fahmi
on TFM 95.4.
It's Talented Tuesdays on Urban Pulse, and I love who I got in the studios. I've got Ms. Thanae Pachiyannaki. I'm loving that last name. And she told us about how she started when she was 13 with her dad, 1991, because he wanted to buy a piano. Next thing, he bought a company. And then next thing, you got inspired because you were surrounded by music. Start from there, 13 years old. You got into that, and what led from there to here?
Well, 13, performing everywhere. I remember...
Everywhere, like?
I remember starting off my big gig at the seafood night at the Sheraton, and I remember I would go in and get a free meal, a free seafood dinner, and I'm like, great, that's fantastic.
Awesome payment. This is the life.
And then I was singing for a lot of parties, birthday parties and events, and then I kept growing from there.
Okay.
And then finally, I came back in 2012.
From
From
doing your hotel.
From my travels.
Yeah, travels, not studies.
No.
Okay.
I was in South Africa for a while. I was in Greece for a year, London for another year,
Okay.
working. And then when I was actually in the UK, I got into a really cool concert and called the Open Mic UK.
Yeah.
And I did quite well.
What year was this?
This was in 2010.
Yeah.
So, and then I started saying, I'm kind of like done with hotels. I remember I was in a wedding and events organizer, and I would see the band coming in. I'm like, I want to be there. I don't want to be organizing me. I don't want to sit behind the laptop, which I'm doing now anyway.
Yeah. But doing it with something you love rather than something you don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Doing it around music.
I respect that you actually said, I want to be there, I want to do it, and you stepped up and did it rather than making it just wishful thinking and then continue your routine.
I know. And
That's one of the first steps of breaking the barriers as a talent.
Thank you. I think people get scared to try new things, and we like to be in our comfort zone. And sometimes you just need to do it, especially when you're at the age to do it, because it's not going to come back.
Okay. So what happened next?
So I came here, I got another really good job at this, an assistant GM at the Holiday Inn in Santon in Joburg. And I said, should I go back? Should I stay? Should I go back? And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stay here. And that's how it started off. I started performing here, and I know that when we first started off, I performed for free at the Dolphin Village on New Year's Eve. I'm like, you know what? I just want to perform. This was in 2012. And then...
It starts with exposure.
Yeah. And then the next year, we had about 30 gigs in the month of December. So in a period of a year, we just went crazy, and we then...
So you are one of the lucky ones out there that managed to get a lot of requests and get paid for it. Would you say you can make a good living from it?
Well, always, I believe as a musician, you need to have a double job. Okay, unless you're in a country where there is music, and it's more things happening. Being here, this is why it's perfect, because I don't see being anywhere else. Running a business, a music store, music schools, and at the same time being able to perform, it just works perfectly. Because I also don't see myself singing every day for the rest of my life, because that becomes quite like a job.
Okay, so we're going to stop this right here. We're going to come back on these extra businesses that you do to keep you going on. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Talented Tuesdays with Fahmi
on TFM 95.4.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, she is here and she is fabulous. Her name is Thanae Pachiyannaki.
Almost.
Pachiyannaki. Right on, which means little fat Johnny. Love it. You guys just don't know how much I love it. All right, last you spoke about starting businesses here in Oman, working with you didn't tell them, but you're working with your dad in his business and you expanded on it. Please let as many people know what you did for talents over here using what you had.
Okay. Well, I started working with my father in 2012, and I noticed that there were so many talented musicians in Oman, and we just had nowhere to perform. So I started a sponsorship program with Tunes, and we called it the Tunes Open Mic. And that was an idea to give people an opportunity to perform. And I met so many talented Omanis, locals, everybody, and it was just great.
That's the full circle of life, because somehow you kind of started with that open mic in England, and you kind of brought that here to help as many people as possible.
Funny enough, randomly, it just came across.
Pay it forward.
Yeah, and it was amazing because we now 5 years later have such an amazing following, and we have really nice people that come and just enjoy and appreciate live music. Children, we've started Open Mic Kids twice a year, so it's a really nice concert where the kids can perform, and I just love it. I love hosting them.
I'm sure a lot of people right now are hearing that going, I didn't know any of that, and that sounds very interesting. How could they hear more of that?
Well, we do have our school websites, and we have our Facebook and social media, but we are opening redoing our website, tunesoman.com.
Okay.
And we're actually going to have a platform on there where local acts can upload their profiles, and we could then promote them from our website.
What do you think is the scene like over here with the local acts?
I think that since I've started, there's been a lot of other live kind of events happening. Like, for example, you have the Just Jam, or you have other open mics at different locations. And I think that's amazing, because that was the idea, to start and get people to perform and enjoy music in another level.
Okay, now, we know all of that. What have you done that we don't know? What are your achievements?
Okay, well...
And you gotta mention something in Europe. Okay, start from the beginning, 2012 till now, achievements, albums, blah, blah. Mic is yours.
Well, I started... so for me, a good go-ahead was the open mic in London, which is quite big. And then I moved on to... the biggest one, which I've achieved quite well, was the Greek X Factor.
Oh, that was huge. Yes, she made it to the Greek X Factor.
And out of 4,000
This is like an international little exposure and experience which moves you to another level or two, just being in that.
Yeah, and it's nice to be appreciated, because it's so funny how I've been here all along, but it takes a contest or something of that level to be recognized, and it's a shame because I've been here and I love I love singing and I'm quite good. I'm international, as you said. We have musicians locally here from Cuba and that are of international standards, and our band Pulse and Soul is incredible. And
speaking of your band, you're having a concert. That's the next achievement that you're going to do, which is also new here for Oman.
Yeah.
A local concert done by a local person.
yeah, I miss music. I miss traveling and seeing places, and I don't know why we always have to go to Dubai or somewhere else.
Preach, my dear, preach.
Why, when we can do it here?
We can bring the Dubaians here.
So,
well, the UAEans here, sorry.
I'm getting, so I said a lot of friends and fans saying, hey, Thanae, when are you doing a concert? We'd like to see you perform. And I said, okay, I'm going to launch my album in Oman, and I'm going to do a big concert. And I'm so excited because I have guest star Wally Oni, who's from Nigeria, jazz pianist, the first Yamaha pianist in the whole of Africa, and he's performing with us.
Okay.
Apart from that, I'm teaming up with guitarist Adil Mahrouki, who is an amazing, talented...
he's been doing this for 20 years.
Exactly, and I'm so happy and proud to share the stage with him. And hopefully there's going to be another local artist joining. I can't share it right now because it's top secret.
You can't give us an exclusive?
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe at the next interview, huh?
Okay, we know we're going to be doing a competition for your little thing, which is going to be awesome.
Exciting.
Also, the concert is to promote your album. You have an album.
I do.
I mean, this lady has done an album.
It was my achievement. Yes, I'm 30 years old and I'm proud. That's fine. But it was an achievement. And my goal was to record my album by the time I turned 30.
All right. On that note, we are going to the music and we'll come back with more from Thanae.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Talented Tuesdays with Fahmi.
On TFM 95.4.
Urban Pulse, Loving Talented Tuesdays, and I got Madame is not true. It's Ms. Thanae right here in the studio, and she was talking last about her album. What inspired you? What was the journey? What is it called? And how's the music and the response from it?
Well, it's called Between Two Doors.
Okay.
And I have 8 original tracks on there.
In fact, I think I've heard it on the radio. All right. Do I want to go left? Do I want to go right? I kind of know some of the words. In fact, I thought it was an international artist. It sounds that good.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
well,
man.
then you should play Between Two Doors next on your radio
station. Okay, you're going to talk about it. Okay, tell us more about what inspired you for the album.
I have so many ideas and so many thoughts to put on to my music, and finally it was a hard work, but I did it. How long did it take? Well, we really rushed it. I recorded in Cuba.
Yeah, you went to Cuba.
I went all the way to Cuba.
Work with pros.
It was really good. It was an amazing experience. Well, because all of our teachers at the music school are Cuban, so that's the influence of what happened. Okay. So I went to Cuba, and we got some really good musicians on the album, and some international artists in Cuba. And I was inspired by my whole life, basically. A lot of the songs on there are very personal.
Which you wrote.
Very personal. I think a lot of people go through the same emotions. A lot of love and romance, and as we all do, I hope.
Yeah, for sure. We're human beings. Yeah.
And that's it. So that's my inspiration, music.
Okay, tell us, I mean, we're going to end right now. I'll say bye for Urban Pulse because I'm done right now. You have completely crushed this interview. And before we go, you're going to talk about your song, which right now we're going to play. It's Between Two Doors. Talk more about that, and then we'll play the song and we'll say goodbye to everybody.
Well, thanks for having me again. And Between Two Doors was about being between two lives and feeling two different emotions, having your heart between two places. Let me put it that way.
All right. How long did it take you to write it?
Actually, funny enough, I was in a hot spring in a 2-day break in Greece. Yeah. Due to our all usual life stress moments. And it took me 5 minutes.
I hope you made the money translated from it coming over is worth that 5 minutes that you wrote the track for. Brilliant. On this note, Thanae Pachiyannaki right here in the studio talking about her talent, how she actually went and did her own thing to create her album. Right? And yes, we're going to be playing. What did you want to say?
Well, I just wanted to remind everybody that on the 1st of November is the concert at the Crown Plaza Exhibition Center.
We're going to be talking a lot about that concert for sure.
Thank you. And Fahmi, you're going to be there with me.
For sure. I'm going to open you up on the mic right over there, I hope. So I'm going to say, I know this lady since she was 13 and now look at her. All right, on that note, let's have Between Two Doors playing up right now. Everybody take care of yourselves. This is Urban Pulse, done and dusted till the next Talented Tuesday. Peace out.